Welcome to the session, students. Now in this session, we are going to discuss about control flow statements. So control flow statements. So let us see what is a control flow statements. So for example, if the statements are in sequential order, that means if you write a code in a sequential order, so if it executes from top to bottom each and every line, so it's going to be execute some output. Okay, for sometimes you may need some looping of the statements. For example, if I want to repeat 10 statements 10 times, so these control flow statements are going to be needed. So this is the sequential flow and this is a flow, that means it contains something looping. Okay, so here in that first statements are conditional statements. First statements are conditional statements. So we are seeing what are the control flow statements. Here we have if, that means conditional statements are if, elif, so else, all those are the conditional statements. And loop statements are, we have for loop, while loop and all. And also functions. Okay, so in C we are already seen how to define a function. Those are all also called control flow statements. Okay, so let us see one by one in Python how the syntax is, how it going to be work. Okay, so let us see. First statement, if condition. So in if condition, so how it's going to be applied. So if the condition is true, first it's going to be checked. If the condition is going to be true, so then it executes the if block. Otherwise it's come out to the if block and executes the bottom statements what you are write on if. Let us see with one examples. Okay, so here you can check. First we have to check the condition. You need to check the condition. If the condition is true, you will go to the body of the if. If it is false, you go with the else block. Okay, so let us see with some example. Yeah, let us see with some example. I'm going to take small example. A equals to 10. Let us see with small example. A equals to 10 I am taking. I am going to write if syntax. Let us see if syntax how we are going to write. If is a keyword, you have to write if like this. After if, you are going to write the condition. After if, you are going to write the condition. So I am going to write a condition. A is greater than 0. We are already seen operators in previous session. So how the greater than symbol works we know. And after that you are going to write a colon. So we call it as a indentation mark. We call this colon as a indentation mark. So if you write this indentation mark, automatically, so system gives a tab distance here. In Python, if you give indentation mark, automatically it gives one tab space. Okay, so here we are going to see. So after taking a tab, I am writing my if block. That means print. I'm writing statement positive. Print positive. So in Python, we don't need of semicolon. So for each and every statement, no need to end with semicolon. Don't write semicolon here. Okay, so we have to remind this point. No need to write semicolon at the initializing of this variable. No need to write semicolon, and after print statement also no need to write any semicolon. So I used to write like this. So and next, after that, I'm writing a statement print some negative. Like this. Okay, let us see. If you run this program code, what happened? Let us see a equals to 10. So a is 10. 10 is greater than 0. Yes, is condition true or false? Yes, 10 is greater than 0. Here, my condition is true. If the condition is true, it goes with this if block. It is as it is like your C program. But the syntax is different. What you have to write in C, you have to use flower braces and all. For example, if after condition you used to write flower braces and all. Here no need to write all those things. Okay, you simply write, you have an indentation. If you use indentation, automatically it will give a indentation. That means a tab gap that is going to be blocked. So if I am taking 10 equals 10, it executes this and your output is positive. You will get output like this. So what happened if you going to take another value? I am going to take -2. Now previously I am taking a is 10. So if a is 10, it executes the if block, and if here I am taking a equals to -2. If a equals to -2, again it checks the condition. -2 is greater than 0. No, it is false. So then it skips this if block. It skips the if block and executes the that means the block which is outside of the if. Okay, then it reports negative. Okay, so this is the simple if what you will learn in your C language. So here you are going to note the points when compared to C language and another programming language. Here the syntactical changes are going to be observed. What is the syntactical changes? After if, after writing the condition, you just use indentation mark. If you use indentation mark, automatically it gives a tab space. Automatically it will give. No need to use any tab symbol or anything. Automatically it will give a tab. That means it is a block. You can treat that as a block. Okay. So this is the simple if statement. Here, let us see this syntax. If, after that writing a condition, after that writing some condition, and if block. So here you check, you use indentation mark. After indentation mark, you have some space. So here we have one doubt. How many statements you have to write in the if block? You can write n number of statements like this. You can write n number of statements like this. For example, if some condition block, automatically it will give indentation. Here I am writing 10 statements. Here I will write 10 statements like this. How I can back to normal normal statement is, if you give backspace, automatically you can start statement here. Let us observe this. If condition indentation, so this is completely if block. These all statements are belongs to if block. The statements which are here starts here. These are all are outside of the if statement. So this is the difference we have to observe. Clear? So no need to write flower braces and no need to write semicolon here. No need of these two things. You keep it on mind. Okay? So this is the simple if statement. Next, let us see with this. So here condition checking. If condition is true, the statements are going to be executed and come down. If condition is false, it will go directly. No need to go these statements. So this is the representation we have. Next, like this, we have next concept is if else. So if else is same as it is like in your C programming, other programming languages. So what if else? Let us see this syntax. So I said if condition and condition going to be end with colon, indentation mark. We call it as an indentation mark. It will use some space, and here we have some statements you have to write. And here I have else. Else also ends with indentation. Here else doesn't contain any condition. You just write else block as it is. No way to write any condition in else block. Okay, so here we have same as this, you have to write statement. So what happened here? If condition is true, if condition is true, if condition is true, then it executes the if blocks. If condition is true, it executes the if blocks. So at this case, true case. What happened if condition is false? If condition is false, it go to the else block and executes the statements which are in else block. So here we have two cases. If condition is true, it executes if block. If condition is false, it go with else block. So this is the major difference. Let us see with this. So condition. If condition is true, it go with if block. If condition is false, it go with else block. So this is the if else statements we have. So let us see these statements with a small example. Let us see. I am going to write A equals to 10, B equals to 2. I am going to write a statement. If A is greater than B, I am writing a condition. After it, I used to write a condition. A is greater than B. What you have to write? Print. Let us observe. Indentation mark is there and some tab space gap is there. Okay. Print A is bigger. No need to write semicolon at the end. You keep it in mind. So no need to write semicolon for these also. Next, else. Here else, after else no condition. No use to write, no need to write any condition. Then print B is bigger. B is bigger one. So here let us observe what happened if it executes. I have a value A equals to 10 and B equals to 2. Here A is 10, 10 is greater than 2. Condition is true or false? Yes, condition is true. It executes this statement. If you take this B as 20, if you take this B as 20, what happened? A equals to 10, B equals to 20. That means 10 is greater than 20. That means 10 is greater than 20. 10 is greater than 20. Yes, it is false. Then it skips this statement. It just simply skip this if block and go with the else block and executes these statements. What is the statement? B is bigger. Okay, so this is if else statements. Okay, next we have the third statement, if elif else. We don't have this elif concept in C. We have actually, so of course we call it as else if. Okay, here that elif going to be called like that, elif. So first you have if, elif, else. Clear? So here we are already seen if and else. If having a condition and else doesn't having any condition. Okay, what about else if? For example, I want to check for 2 or more conditions. I want to check for 2 or more conditions. So if I have only one condition, if is going to be enough. If is enough for checking single condition. If I have multiple conditions, you must need elif statements. Okay, so this is the purpose of else if statements. Let us see here. First, what happened? If condition is true, first you have to write if condition is true, it executes the body of the if. No issues. If condition is false, it go to elif, not else. If you write elif, so if you don't have any elif, so it directly go to else block or bottom statements. If you have elif, it simply go to elif and again check the condition. Yes, if the condition is again true, it executes the body of elif. Else, it executes else statement. Else statement we are already discussed. Else statement doesn't contains any condition. Simply move like that. Okay. So let us take a small example with this. So let us take small example. I am taking two variables. I am taking a variable a equals to 10. I am going to write if a is greater than 10, a is greater than 10, print a is greater than 10. You have to use statement like this. Elif, I said elif having condition. Elif A is less than zero. Sorry, A is greater than 0. A is greater than 0. Print A is positive. No need to write semicolon, remind. Next, else. Else having doesn't contain any conditions. A is negative. Let us see this one, this simple statements. Here I am taking A equals to 10. So let us check. 10 is greater than 10. Condition true or false? Yes, it is false. It skips the if statement. That means 10 is not greater than 10. 10 is equals to 10. So it skips the if block and it go with the elif. Here elif 10 is greater than 0. Yes, 10 is greater than 0. It is true. Then it simply executes this statement. What the statement is? A is positive. My output is A is positive. Yes. So, and again it skips the else block. It doesn't execute else if either elif or if executes. For example, if is going to be executed, it skips elif and else. It doesn't check bottom statements. Okay, so you have to remind this point. So we have, and you have one more doubt. So you have to, how many ellipses you are going to write? You have to write n number of ellipses. You have to write n number of elif statements in between if and else. Okay, so this is the simple example I am taking. So we have to practice more number of examples on these concepts. So, I said Python is a open source. To download Python in your laptop and install Python in your laptop and work out these programs. So without practicing, it's not possible to get all these points. By hands-on practice only, it's going to be worked out, right? Let us see the syntax. Okay, if, I said if condition is true, it executes if block. I said elif. Let us observe the spelling elif. Elif is condition is true, it executes elif block. Otherwise, it go with this block. Okay, so let us see. If A equals to 1 true, it executes the expression false elif. Okay, so if it is true, it executes the expression. Otherwise false. If both are false, only go with else block. Okay, so this is the just representation. Okay, so here next concept is nested if. That means as it is we already know what is nested if. If having one more if, it is called nested if. Okay, so here let us see this syntax. I have if statement. This if having one more if. That means if having one more if statement, we simply call it as nested if. Okay, so this is the nested if statements. So this nested if having some elif statement, you have to write ellipse, and else also you have to write like this. Okay, so let us see with this example. I have if the condition is true, it go with nested if, nested statements. Here again in nested if you have two options, true or false. If it is true, it go with the body of the nested if. Otherwise false, else of the, otherwise if it is false, it go to the else of the nested if. Whatever it may be, it come back again and execute the next statements whatever we have in the in below of the if statement. That means it just checks the condition, right? So let us see here. You clearly observe, first we have a if statement. If contains one more if contains one more if it is true, it go with body of the if, otherwise it go with else of the if whatever it may be these two statements, it come back again and executes the bottom statements. So this is the nested if condition. Okay, so let us summarize this one. So first we have control, flow control having conditional statements and loop statements and functions. First we are discussing conditional statements. Conditional statements are if, else, elif, next, nested if. These are all the condition statements. Next class we are going to discuss about loops and functions. Thank you.